Stop trying to fit in. Stop explaining yourself. Stop apologizing for being different. What I'm about to share could have saved you years of confusion, frustration, and forcing yourself into boxes you were never meant to fill. This is the advice nobody gives Sigma males, because most people don't understand what you actually need to hear. You've probably spent years consuming advice meant for alpha males or beta males, wondering why none of it felt authentic to your nature. You've tried to be more social, more aggressive, more accommodating, but it all felt like wearing someone else's clothes. Today, we're sharing 5 pieces of forbidden advice specifically calibrated for the Sigma male mind. This isn't generic masculinity guidance. This is operational wisdom for men who operate differently. By the end of this video, you'll have a roadmap for being authentically yourself in a world that never taught you how. Forbidden advice. Number 1. Your energy is your most valuable asset. Protect it like your life depends on it. Everyone else will tell you to network, socialize, and put yourself out there. But here's what no one tells Sigma males. Your energy is finite, precious, and non-renewable. Ever wonder why you feel drained after social events that supposedly energize others? It's because you're an energy investor, not an energy consumer. Every interaction is an expenditure that needs to generate a return, or you're operating at a loss. Here's the forbidden truth. Society will shame you for being selective with your energy, calling you antisocial, lazy, or unmotivated. Ignore them completely. They're operating on an extroverted model that doesn't apply to your internal architecture. The operational principle: treat your social energy like a limited bank account. Every yes to one thing is a no to something else. Every shallow conversation is resources stolen from deep work. Every meaningless social obligation is time taken from meaningful personal projects. What this looks like in practice: say no to 90% of social invitations without explanation. Avoid open office environments. Limit your accessibility. Create barriers between you and energy vampires. Protect your solitude like it's sacred, because it is. Most people don't realize this, but your selective social approach isn't antisocial behavior. It's energy optimization. You're not avoiding people. You're curating experiences that align with your natural operating system. The deeper truth: while others are spreading themselves thin, trying to be everything to everyone, your energy conservation allows you to be exceptional at the things that actually matter. What you wish you'd known sooner. Your need for solitude isn't a weakness to overcome. It's a strength to leverage. The world needs what you create in those quiet moments more than it needs your presence at another meaningless social gathering. Forbidden advice number 2. Stop explaining yourself. Your actions are your only required justification. This might be the most liberating advice you'll ever receive. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your choices. Ever notice how people constantly demand to know why you do things differently? Why you work alone? Why you skip social events? Why you don't follow conventional career paths? Why you live the way you live? And you've probably spent countless hours trying to make them understand. Here's the forbidden truth. Stop. Explaining yourself to people who are fundamentally different from you is like trying to explain color to someone who's never had vision. The concepts don't translate. The operational principle: your actions speak louder than your explanations ever could. When you justify your choices, you're implicitly asking for permission to be yourself. You don't need permission. What this looks like in practice: that's just how I operate. It works for me. I prefer it this way. End of conversation. No elaborate justifications, no defensive explanations, no attempts to make others understand your logic. Most people don't see this coming, but the moment you stop explaining yourself, you become infinitely more respected. People might not understand you, but they'll respect your conviction. Here's what changes everything. When you stop seeking approval through explanation, you start commanding respect through consistency. Your mysterious nature becomes a source of intrigue rather than confusion. The psychological reality: people who constantly explain themselves reveal insecurity about their choices. People who simply are themselves reveal unshakable confidence in their path. What you wish you'd known sooner. Your differentness doesn't need validation. It needs protection. Every time you explain yourself to someone who doesn't get it, you're diluting the very uniqueness that makes you valuable. Forbidden advice number 3. Build your life around your strengths, not your weaknesses. Society will tell you to work on your weaknesses and step out of your comfort zone. For Sigma males, this advice is counterproductive and soul-crushing. Ever wonder why trying to fix your social skills or become more outgoing feels like pushing a boulder uphill? It's because you're trying to optimize areas where you'll never be exceptional while ignoring areas where you could be extraordinary. Here's the forbidden truth. Your so-called weaknesses aren't flaws to fix. They're trade-offs for your strengths. You're not socially energized because you're intellectually deep. You're not naturally collaborative because you're naturally innovative. You're not conventionally ambitious because you're authentically driven. The operational principle, instead of trying to become well-rounded, become strategically imbalanced. Maximize your natural advantages and systematically avoid situations that require your natural disadvantages. What this looks like in practice: choose careers that reward deep thinking over social networking. Build wealth through systems and investments rather than relationship-dependent sales. Create value through competence rather than charisma. Here's what changes everything. When you align your life with your natural operating system instead of fighting against it, everything becomes easier. You're no longer swimming against the current, you're surfing with it. Most people don't realize this, but trying to fix your weaknesses is actually arrogant. It assumes you know better than evolution, genetics, and your own neural architecture about how you should function. Oh, and by the way, I've got something very special for you. Sigma's Black Book of Untouchable Power. It's an ebook that contains the forbidden secret knowledge that will turn you into the man others fear and respect. Warning, this will be deleted soon. The elite don't want you to see this. Grab it in the description section or pinned comment below. Forbidden advice. Number 4, your timeline is different. Stop measuring your progress against others. Society operates on external timelines based on age, social expectations, and conventional milestones. But Sigma males operate on internal timelines based on authentic development and genuine readiness. Here's what no one tells you. Your slower, more deliberate approach to life decisions often leads to better outcomes than rushing to meet arbitrary deadlines. While others are checking boxes, you're building foundations. The operational principle: ignore social pressure about when you should achieve certain milestones. Your readiness is more important than your age. Your authentic timeline is more valuable than the society's schedule. What this looks like in practice: take the job when it aligns with your values, not when you need to pay rent. Enter relationships when you found genuine compatibility, not when you feel lonely. Make major decisions based on internal wisdom rather than external pressure. Most people don't see this coming, but your tendency to move deliberately rather than quickly often results in fewer mistakes and more satisfaction with your choices. Here's the psychological reality. People who rush to meet external timelines often achieve hollow victories. They have what society says they should want, but they don't actually want what they have. Forbidden advice number 5. Embrace your outsider status. It's your greatest competitive advantage. Everyone will try to help you fit in better. They'll give you advice on how to be more social, more conventional, more acceptable to the mainstream. This advice is poison for Sigma males. Ever notice how your best ideas, insights, and solutions come from your outsider perspective? That's because you see things others miss, think thoughts others avoid, and question assumptions others accept without examination. Here's the forbidden truth. Your outsider status isn't a problem to solve. It's a position to leverage. While everyone else is thinking inside the box, you're designing better boxes. The operational principle: stop trying to join the mainstream and start building alternatives to the mainstream. Your value comes from being different, not from becoming similar. What this looks like in practice: instead of networking within existing industries, create new industries. Instead of competing in established markets, invent new markets. Instead of trying to win games others created, change the rules of the game entirely. What you wish you'd known sooner? Your weirdness is your wealth. Every aspect of yourself that doesn't fit the mainstream model is actually a competitive advantage waiting to be leveraged. If this video gave you permission to be yourself in ways you've been afraid to embrace, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below with the word permission and tell me which piece of advice hit hardest. And if this video helped you see your differences as advantages rather than disadvantages, smash that like button and subscribe for more Sigma-specific guidance that you won't find anywhere else. Until next time, trust your nature.